all the other podcasts keep talking about like, do you want to ruin their confidence or do you want
Yeah,
to? And
yeah.
I'm like, I don't like the confidence of sitting on the sideline saying, "Am I worse than this dude?"
Exactly.
How about that? How about that, Teddy Lehman? What's going on, guys? This is another episode of Oklahoma Sports Podcast with O'Grady and O'Grady. I might sound a little excited. Don't let it fool you. Colin and I both are just absolutely demoralized.
I'm dead inside.
We're dead. We are both dead inside. Maybe it's an issue, a hard issue, Colin, that we both need to check. That
Yeah, maybe we prioritize OU football just a touch too much.
I hope everyone realizes that we went from OU shirts to both rocking the Thunder jerseys or Thunder merchandise.
I want to let the Canadians know how good Shea looks in blue. So y'all stop it.
Leave the Canadians out of this.
I'm sorry. They didn't do anything wrong. That's better.
Well, Colin, tell the people what we got going on today.
Well, we're gonna be honest with y'all. We didn't make an outline for this one, so we're just gonna wing it because, our boys didn't look like they prepared on Saturday. So why should we prepare on a Monday? Anyways, I mean, there's not really much you could talk about, anyways. So we're gonna break down the game. Maybe go over a few stats, voice some more displeasure, just talk about what we think went wrong, and then we're gonna we get into some Thunder talk. I think we're about 9 days out from opening day, and they've been looking pretty good in the preseason. So, Tate, how's it been with old Clay Stark in Amarillo? That's Tate's father-in-law, who's a UT fan.
Well, like we said in the first episode, being a Sooner fan in the state of Texas, just a little bit different.
It is.
Especially when you are constantly repping OU attire, and I'm a teacher at a high school, and I'm repping the Sooner Nation flag and OU pennants. So literally everybody knows where my heart is. So, I mean, we definitely had the trash talk that I just had to wear because whenever you get,
there's not much you can say back to him at that point.
what do you say?
Yeah, there's nothing you can say.
So,
but hey, at least you got a today off from school.
That is true.
So you get a little lag on the trash talk from your freshmen. So anyways, so let me hear some thoughts about Saturday's game. I don't know where to start. What do we start with?
I mean, here's the thing. It was so bad.
It was, I can't remember a worse showing in my 21 years of life from an OU football team. It was like, so my roommates weren't in the house. I had the house to myself, and I'm just watching the game, just in my Baker Mayfield jersey, just on the verge. I wasn't on the verge of tears. Okay. It's not that serious, everybody. But I'm just watching the game, and I have no words. It's just like, it kept getting worse as the game went on. And then as the game went on, also, nothing shocked me that was going on. I was like, something horrible would happen, and I would be like, you know what? I'm not even surprised at this point. And I was just so numb to everything. It's been so long since I felt something, Tate. I've had enough heartbreak for 1 year. Then the Sooners, they pull that stunt on Saturday.
Easy killer. Let's not go there.
You're right.
It's super crazy. I agree with what you're saying, where it's like towards the end of the game, he's got another cup, ladies and gentlemen.
So I don't get exposed this time. First of all, we're not going to run out of drinks, but we got the clear cups. You can see. So,
oh my gosh.
No empty cup drinking today.
Okay. Here's the thing. we started the game with the type of energy that a Red River Showdown should start out with.
I agree.
We stopped them. They got the ball. Yes.
Yeah, we deferred.
We stop them.
Hmm.
Okay. We come out, and I'm impartial to the Wildcat now because of how they actually used it. But we come out and it's extremely effective. And we have what, Willis, Marcus Major, and Farouk in that Wildcat formation, and we march it straight down the field. And then we just completely abandon it
Hmm.
in the red zone, which was just like, I don't know, it didn't make sense to me. And so then we have 3rd and 2, and then a 4th and 1. And we had run the Wildcat the entire drive and had been averaging probably 4 or 5 yards per carry on that, probably more on that first drive.
Hmm.
And 3rd and 2, they trot Davis Bevel back behind the center and run a zone read option with Davis Bevel and Eric Gray, who wasn't even the running back in the Wildcat formation that got us down the field.
Yeah.
Then he gets stuffed because if Davis would have handed the ball off, it would have been a touchdown.
Uh-huh.
So makes the wrong read and then tries to Bambi his way around some Texas defenders. And so then it's 4th down. Love the idea of going for it, but they run the
And we get absolutely stuffed.
thing. They run
Yeah.
the exact same thing. And I don't know. And then, but even with that, okay, I'm like, well, dang, that sucks. I like the aggressiveness. That's what we're going to have to do today to play with these guys. Guess what? We actually get some pressure on Ewers, and he throws a pick that hits Woody right in the freaking hands, and we drop it.
And you know what happens at the end of that drive, Tate? Instead of getting a pick and momentum,
They score.
they score a touchdown. Huge turning point in the game. We listened to, like, I don't know what the rules are on calling out other podcasts and stuff, but we listened to Barry and Mac show, and Mackey's like, there's about 5 plays that will define a game, like 5 big plays that you can look at and be like, oh, that was a huge key point in us winning or losing. And that, I believe, was one. You could look at the score and be like, oh, well, it was 49-0. Like, there's a lot more plays than that had effect on it. But to drop a pick in that moment and then give up 7, that's huge at that point in the game.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like I said, so we start out with, hey, we're going to come out and we're going to run this down your throat. You know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to matter. And then we get out of it when we need to stay in it.
Yeah.
And then again, we have the defense came and brought. I saw Ethan Downs put 2 guys on their butts on the first series.
Yeah.
Right? Like Woody Washington. Well, yeah, first series, and then even the second series, we're still bringing pressure. We have energy. Woody gets that pick. I'm not saying we, win. I don't know. That's the hard part. You just don't know.
Yeah.
What's going to happen in the game if he makes that pick, because it's just like energy going your way, momentum starts going your way. Hey, we're just going to control the clock. I don't know, man. The saddest part about this team is that they let things absolutely snowball. Like, they let one mistake turn into 15 mistakes instead of somebody, because Colin, I don't think we have a leader on this team. A true alpha dog leader. We don't have it.
No, I agree. And I talked a little bit on our last podcast about how this team, when things are going good, they're really hard to stop, but they have a hard time of making things happen. So when they get down, they just dig themselves a hole and can't get out of it. It's like, you don't want to pick on the guy because, it's not his fault they lost. It's a team effort. But like we said, Woody Washington dropping that pick, like, that's a thing. You have to go and take that.
I didn't think you were going to pick on him.
Yeah. So that's why because he's been pretty consistent all year. So we could pick on Davis Bevel if you want. Here's the thing I don't get, okay? So the Wildcat, okay, obviously we knew DG going down was going to be bad. Even before the season even started, we were like, the one guy that can't go down is DG. And it happens, whatever. The Wildcat looked good, I thought. But you can't tell me that with how Bevel performed, there's not someone in that quarterback room that could have done better than that. Because Tate, we were literally running the Wildcat. We were putting running backs and tight ends at quarterback before we were putting our QB2 there. So essentially what you have is 10 on 11 because you throw Davis Bevel at the wideout position. Is he going to put a double move on somebody and have Eric Gray hit him in stride? Eric Gray doesn't have the best quarterback rating after Saturday, after the little jump throw. But I don't understand I don't understand how on Saturday. I'm sorry, I'm getting my words like mixed up so bad because I just can't comprehend. Saturday was literally like the definition of insanity personified. We did the same thing over and over and over and over, expecting a different result, and we got shut out, Tate. 0 points. And we have also now, after that game, we haven't led in 12 quarters of football. 12 quarters, we haven't led once. So what'd you say?
Where's the blame go?
I really don't know.
Where's the blame go?
Okay, well, first, Tate, I hate that you asked me this because I like to ride the fence. So I'm gonna make my way around this question, and I'm gonna try and find someone to blame. But it's just gonna end up. I'm gonna say a lot of things, but I'm really not gonna say anything. But first of all,
so you're gonna be Brent Venables in the post conference?
Yeah, exactly. First of all, the players have to execute. But did those players look ready for Texas, Tate? Did they look like they game prepped all week for Texas? No. So the coaches get some blame too.
The first couple possessions, right?
Yeah.
Drive down the field. I mean, bad play calling. It wasn't poor execute. Okay, just kidding. Bevel, poor execution. He should have handed it off. But bad play calling on Levy's part, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then our defense comes out and executes well enough, and then bad execute. Like, that's the scary part about this.
Yeah.
That it's play calling and then it's poor execution.
Yeah. And you're not going to win many games whenever your play calling is bad and your execution is bad. And we saw that on Saturday. But then you look at, so we came out and we were all right. And I'm sure we were sticking to a script or a schedule or whatever for the first few plays. But then you see Steve Sarkisian, the wheels start to turn, and he makes adjustments. And Tate, I literally texted it to you. I was like, these plays are filthy. Like the misdirections they were drawing up, I haven't seen a team run misdirections like those. Like our players were literally just guessing all day because the stuff Sarkisian was calling was just gross, and they were executing it perfectly. And I was worried about Xavier Worthy all game. And then what's that? Is it Whittington or Winnington? It's Whittington, right?
Yep.
Absolutely goes off on us. And
Whittington and that number 0, that tight end.
Yeah.
Billy Bowman's ex-teammate from Denton Ryan.
Mm-hmm. So, and then Quinn Ewers just getting whatever he wanted.
The hard thing with the Quinn Ewers is, like, yes, he had a heck of a game. Like, I'm not trying to say he didn't, but it's pretty easy to have a heck of a game when you have 7 seconds to just
exactly
and pick apart the defense. Like, I think he's pretty dang good. Quarter of Bama and then all day Saturday. But it's one of those things that's like, hey, Bama put pressure on him, and but
I know. And what's with the 3 front on the defensive line? And even when we blitz, our guys are.
All of our talking points are so triggering. Like, you're gonna start bringing stuff up, and you're just gonna be seeing me like triggered.
That's what we want, though. We want to see some emotion, dude.
We don't want angry Tate on the podcast.
I want to see angry Tate. Hey, what did we build this thing on? Did we build this thing on being PC, bro? No, we're building this thing on being a podcast by the people for the people. We want raw emotion.
Go down the list. QB sucked. Running backs trash. Wide receivers didn't have a pass longer than 4 yards.
Braden Willis, we respect your effort.
Braden Willis had effort, but did it matter? No. Goose
No.
egg.
And
D-line,
Tate did it.
trash. Linebackers, who are they? DBs, never knew them.
BV is really, he's like turned a whole 180 since we've started losing. Because you remember at Nebraska when he's got I think it was Jaden Davis on the sideline. And he's like coaching him up. And that video was like all over Twitter of him like getting, not like in his face, like yelling at him, but like giving him really good instruction and stuff. And it's like, I feel like we haven't seen that BV since we started losing,
Well, I think what's happened is BV was calling plays the first three, or not maybe calling every play, but he was definitely in the conversation of what play was being ran.
Yeah.
Because you could see him being more animated on the sidelines with his signaling.
Yeah.
Tell that he has passed the torch to Roof more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Okay, you want the real. I'm disappointed. Like, I'm just disappointed from the top down because, like, I think that this team is more talented than what they're showing and putting out there. But so if the talent is there, maybe not to win, but to at least be competitive, like, where is the mentality and where is the heart and where is the desire to, like, I'm not going to punk out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not me. Like, you got me all kinds of messed up if you think you're going to come in here and punk me.
Yeah.
Like, you might be more athletic, you might be faster, but like, I promise you, there's going to be moments where I smack you in the mouth. And like, that's got to come from, and that's what we've been pumped full of all off season. That's what been, is being instilled in our players. And for the first 3 weeks, I could kind of see it, but I mean, we didn't really run into much of much problems or much resistance is the word I was looking for those first 3 games. And guess what? When we start seeing resistance,
They just fold.
Just puppies, babe. Like puppies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, roll on your back, get your belly scratched. Like, oh my gosh, you're like, it's so bad. And then, like, again, I'm just disappointed from the top down because it's like, at what point do you say enough's enough? Apparently, it's not 28-0 at halftime because guess what? Trot the same mother sucker back out there, right? Like, hey,
definition of insanity, Tate.
Good job in the first half. Let's go do it again.
Yeah.
Like, because that's exactly what happened. Like, and that starts with the top. Like, Levy needs to say, hey, he ain't getting it done. Like, I just told you before we started the podcast, I'm reading now that maybe General Booty had played or had practiced all week and was supposed to get either the start or some serious looks and had some type of reaction, allergic reaction before before the game, and so he was out. Who cares? Put the freshman in.
Are we that scared of playing a freshman that we're just like,
well, I mean,
like it can't get any worse?
All the other podcasts keep talking about, like, do you want to ruin their confidence or do you want to? I'm like, I don't like the confidence of sitting on the sideline saying, am I worse than this dude?
Exactly.
How about that? How about that, Teddy Lehman? Shots, baby. You want to say worried about his confidence getting on the field and getting punked? He's sitting on the sideline watching a dude get punked and not going in, which in his head is saying, I'm worse than this guy?
Yeah, and like the coaches don't trust me to do better than that, you know? And it's like, I can promise you those guys, they've been the dudes. And especially like the freshmen coming in now, like they're learning that these dudes are as good as them, but they're still like kind of riding that high of how good they were, I'm sure, you know? And so they want to get in the game. They want PT. And to just be like, we've got 38 passing yards in the third quarter. We're going to stick with this guy.
Yeah.
It just is mind blowing to me.
It's 100%. It's just like, I could not and still cannot process. I mean, because I'm a coach and I'm a trainer. Like, I cannot, Colin, as a competitive individual, I don't care if I'm coaching 7th grade girls basketball, if I'm getting the doors kicked down, I'm changing something.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else is coming in. I'm playing people that have energy, even if we're still getting absolutely smoked. Like and that's what I'm saying. It's got to be Levy to say get Bevel out. It's got to be on BV to say get Bevel out. It's got to be on BV or Roof to say get Justin Broyles off the field.
Key Lawrence didn't play very good either, though.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Those dudes
Been
and
around for a while.
those freshmen, that's who they're supposed to be looking up to.
Mm-hmm.
That's who they're supposed to be taking, like getting example from. Like they're watching film and they're like, really, this guy?
Yeah.
Like that ruins teams' confidence more than them getting on the field and experiencing it for themselves.
Yeah, and
Agree?
here's what's worse,
Like, do you
Tate.
think that that's a stupid excuse for people to say, I don't want him to get on the field and lose his confidence? As you, as a college athlete, as a PO, a pitcher only, if there's some dude that cannot throw a strike for 8 games in a row and they have you in the bullpen, like, do you not say, I'd rather get out there and even if I'm struggling, that guy was struggling too? Like, does it
Yeah.
not your head more saying, really? They're not putting me in? I'm not better than this guy?
Yeah, for sure. And but like here's what's worse, Tate, is so clearly they weren't executing because they gave up 49 points. But not only were they executing, did it look like I've been hearing people saying, "Oh, well, I didn't see a whole lot of quit." They kept going, and I'm just like, "What game were you watching?" That's all they were. They just laid down and quit, Tate.
Yeah,
Like,
they quit.
like it really makes me wonder if some of these people that I hear and am reading about are just if they were even watching the game. That's what we're talking about, Tate. Sunshine pumpers, man.
I can't.
It's oh
With them. I cannot. Like, I cannot with the sunshine pumpers. I would, and like some people, like you know me well enough that like if I came face to face with a Gabe Eichert or Teddy Lehman, or if like I got to ask questions at a post conference,
yeah.
like they would be like, "Who is this guy? He's no longer allowed." Not because I'd be like irate and screaming, but I'd just be like, "Hey, do you care to genuinely talk me through your reasoning of letting Justin Broyles continue to miss assignments, miss
Take
reads,
horrible
take
angles.
take bad angles, dive at nobody, miss tackles? Like, hey, really, coach? Like, we want to know the real answer. Like,
Mhm.
hey, coach, why is David Aguabu still out there? Like, can you? We want to know.
Yeah.
Hey, coach, it was 28-0 at halftime. Do you mind walking us through why you laid down and got beat up by Texas and
Yeah.
didn't try anybody else out there? Hey, coach. Um, when we're looking in the transfer portal for a backup QB, did you not think it'd be a good idea to find anybody that can throw the ball further than 5 yards down the field? Just a
Or
question.
or not throw it to your guy on the swing route 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, like Marvin Mims catching a freaking Nolan Ryan fastball
Yeah. It makes no sense.
6 yards away. Like, I want those questions asked.
Yeah.
I don't want any of the other people asking so coach, do you think that this team still has what it takes? Like, no crap. He's going to say, oh yeah, I think we have a plenty talented team. This team's bought in. Hey, we're disappointed. There's some things that we're like, anybody can sit up here and give a bullcrap blow smoke up your butt
Mm-hmm.
coach's answer. I want the real questions asked, Colin.
Maybe we should just steal some media passes one day and sneak into one of those rooms.
I
Ask
don't
some
get
tough questions. Maybe we can maybe this thing will get big enough we could get some connections and get in there.
after if they watch this one, they're like, no, don't let
They're
them.
like, please take these guys off of YouTube.
They're like, Colin can go, but that Tate guy.
Yeah, that fence rider guy, he's good. We like him.
I don't
But
know, man. I'm just so disappointed. I mean,
yeah.
like you, I seriously. There's definitely been games where you're like, what the heck, right? Like Kansas
Mhm.
State, why are they out physicaling us every single year? Like, okay, fine, but at least we were competitive. I've never been this just like, I don't know,
Yeah.
stay to 49-0 because that means the offense wasn't doing crap and that means the defense wasn't doing crap. Because
And
it could have been about 65-0.
and the fact that they didn't score, like go down and just kick a field goal just to be like, get the goose egg off the board. Like,
Oh, 100%. Well,
uh,
okay, well then
like
let's
that's
talk
probably
about,
gonna sound stupid to people, but just the principle of a 0 compared to a 3 is just so much different.
it is different. I mean, and let's talk about that because the fourth quarter, with about 10 minutes left, they finally put, and there's my question. It's like, if you're
Yeah.
gonna put them in the fourth quarter, why not sooner?
Or
Why?
or
What's
the flip
the
side of
difference?
that is like, why at all?
Or why at all? Why at the fourth quarter with 10 minutes whenever it's 42-0?
Hmm.
Why? Like, I need reasons. So, I mean, let's talk about the fourth quarter. Nick Evers comes in, Javante Barnes comes in. On defense, Jaron Canick is in there. Number 10, Kip Lewis, true freshman, comes in there. Grayson Halton's in there. I saw Robert Spears Jennings, number 3, the safety out of Broken Bow. No, Broken Arrow.
Arrow.
Broken Arrow. Right? So all we start putting them. Guess what, dude? 10, Kip Lewis flies through the line. Like, and I know that Texas has their backups in too,
Mhm.
but the dude showed effort. The dude was like, I'm hunting the ball. Whereas Aguebu, White, Stutzman, now I'm going to start throwing him under the bus, just go and run into the nearest guard.
How many times do you see Stutzman get planted on Saturday too?
I think he likes it.
And like, I'm a Stutzman guy too. I think he's good, but I literally was just watching and I was like, oh, well, Stutzman just got pancaked again. Stutzman just got run over by Robinson. Stutzman just got blocked out of bounds. It's just so strange to watch after the first couple of games.
So I don't know. I mean, the fourth quarter, and I'm like, I just don't get it. And then even the last drive, we have it on the freaking like R45. So we need like 20, 25 yards to try and go kick a field goal with like Nick Evers and Javante Barnes and stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we have it on R45 with like 28 seconds left. And they are all just staring at the sideline waiting for the play call. And BV's not, or no one's going to call a play.
Yeah.
Like, what does that tell you, Colin?
They just gave up. I mean, they gave up way
Give up.
before then.
That's all it can. You can't say that you didn't give up when you didn't play until the clock struck zeros
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't.
What kind of message does that send to your young guys that are in the game at that point? That it's okay to just roll over at that point?
That's what it says to me.
And that's
And
scary.
and I'm not even being a doom and gloom. It's just like that's what it says to me. If I'm on
Mhm.
the field and it's like, hey, I'll show you what it looks like to put some effort in, right? Barnes
Mhm.
trucking through guys, going full speed, and then like we get to the line and our like Nick Evers and Barnes and all our receivers are like, what's the play? What do you want to do? Like, let's
Yeah.
just sit there, just bite the pillow, take it. Like, I just can't, dude. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know. I don't know if we get it on track. Like, are the wheels too far gone? I just don't know.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing is, I mean, you could still, they probably won't, just if we're going to go off what history is telling us from this year, they could still run the table and finish 9-3. But I mean, they're probably going to chalk this year up. So maybe no
You
bowl
just saying
game.
that OU could run the table and go 9-3.
They could, but they probably won't.
Okay, Finch Rider, that's enough.
Look. Here, let's just listen. Just let me talk. Anyways, we're not going to win the Big 12. Might not even get a bowl game. So this is how it should have been from the start. But for here on now, especially, it needs to be 2 dogs, 1 bone at every single position. I don't care if you're a senior. I don't care if you're a freshman. I don't care if you're a walk-on. Whoever shows the most effort in practice and executes the most should be getting that playing time, because clearly what's going on now isn't working. Like, you can't tell me these guys have maybe they've earned their spot, but they haven't earned to keep it after what we've seen. You know what I'm saying? So they need to just tell everyone like every spot's up for grabs. And you better be playing with your hair on fire to keep your spot. I don't care how old you are, how long you've been here, what you've done in the past. But I don't think that's going to happen. But that's
I
what
would
should
like to
happen.
see it happen this week, saying like, "Hey, we're back at home,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, hey, it's like a good Kansas team,
Yeah, like they're not slouches.
right? It's not just like the Kansas of old. That's us now, but like we're back at home. Hey, this week it is we're playing the dude that gives the most effort, like flat out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about missing assignments. If you're playing with your hair on fire, you're going to be good to go. And like that needs to happen this week. That way, come by week, which it cannot get here soon enough. And I cannot tell you the last time I said I'm excited for an OU bye week.
Yeah, for a week without OU football. At least we
Yeah,
won't
like,
lose.
oh, yeah, exactly. Well, don't put it past us.
I'll find
Hey,
some
we'll
way to.
just have another terrible news of another Cale Gundy situation come
Oh
out
gosh,
bye week,
don't put
which
that on us.
oh my gosh, but I completely agree. It's two dogs, one bone. Who wants it more? And I
Yeah,
promise you, Justin Broyles does not want it more. He
no.
doesn't. David
Well,
Agüebu does not want it more. Those dudes are sitting on the podium saying, "I've got to teach the younger." Don't teach those dudes anything.
no,
Don't teach those dudes anything.
they don't want to learn from you.
They don't want. They see the film, my guy. They see it. You don't teach them anything. You just teach them what not. You keep doing you because you're teaching them what not to do. That's exactly what we need you for.
Yeah, you learn more from mistakes.
Oh my gosh, dude. So I
Tate.
agree. It's got to be a more competitive situation. And listen, I think I will if BV so Kansas, okay, it's the week before the bye. If after the bye, who do we play after the bye? Do you know?
I'm not sure. It's not that Iowa State game on that. It was originally supposed to be on a Thursday, right? But then I think it got
And
moved back to a Saturday. I'll search it up. Go ahead.
it doesn't matter if they come out after the bye and they're still trotting 25 to 12. Key Lawrence is bad this year, dude.
Yeah.
He's bad. If they're trotting 12 out, if they're trotting White hasn't been atrocious. He's not been good, but he hasn't been like, 25 or too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But like if they're still trotting those dudes out, like I will be calling for like uh, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you saying? What are you translating to recruits? What are you saying to your freshmen? What like this is not if BV doesn't say this is my program, I'm calling the shots and I'll live and die by my decisions. Like that's not who I thought we hired.
Yeah. Do you think he's maybe letting himself get too influenced by his other coaching staff because
I
this is
think
his first year as a head coach?
listen, it starts back with the whole Kel Gundy situation where he's trying to not mess up.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to make sure he doesn't step on any toes. And I want I'm kicking your freaking legs in, BV. I'm not
Yeah.
stepping on your toes like I'm knocking your teeth out your head.
Mm-hmm.
And I am seeing passive and well, we're bought in and team 128.
And like his actions are reflected in how this team is getting pounded on the field, dude.
And not making adjustments. It's one thing to get pounded.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's one thing to lose. There's teams that are better than you.
Yeah.
To not make adjustments
And to give up too.
week in and week out. Again, if we were saying this kind of stuff after the K-State game, like that's bad on us. If
Mm-hmm.
we're to say this thing after the TCU game, like okay, now it's 2 weeks. You come against Texas and you get goose egged 49-0. Okay, now I'm saying something.
Mm-hmm.
You're not making adjustments. You're not being a head football coach.
No, I agree. And who knows how much worse it gets because OSU's got a squad this year.
Oh, we're getting skull drugged by Baylor.
I mean, we got out physicaled last year by Baylor, so
OSU's dragging their male parts across our 4 Just accept it. It's happening. I have
Yeah.
too many OSU fans, so I'm just prepping for that. So
Has OU lost? When was the last time OU lost back-to-back years in Bedlam?
I have no idea.
Have they ever?
I don't know. I know it's like an overall series of like 90 to 19.
Like, yeah.
Something like that. But does it matter? Nope.
Nope.
I hate when Texas brings up the overall series because we've dominated it since 2000. But
Yeah.
does it matter? No, because they beat us 49-zip. Does it matter? OU is big brother? No, because they beat us last year and they're going to beat us this year.
Yeah, it could get scary. We'll be lucky to finish above 500 this year. The way things are looking.
That's very true.
But
I just want to play the guys that are going to play with energy and effort, and then we've got to find a way to keep our recruiting class intact. If we lose 3 or less guys, we'll be okay. As long as those 3 guys aren't Jackson Arnold, Colton Vasek, and PJ Adebawore.
yeah, if we lose
and then have 3 or less decommits, I think that we're going to be okay.
Yeah, which that is impressive that staff was able to build that recruiting class, but we don't want just recruiters. We want coaches, we got to develop these guys. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, these aren't BV's guys or whatever, but that's not an excuse.
Nope,
that's a terrible excuse. These guys should be able to play, This is Oklahoma. So.
And then it makes me so sad. The Thunder freaking start in 9 days, and we were so excited for this because Chet looks like the real deal.
And he gets hurt.
I still think they're going to be talented and give people fits, but the West is stacked again.
Yeah, which
again, if we're gonna lose, I want to lose because Victor Wembanyama is.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know who Victor Wembanyama is, literally, he's a 7'4", 18 or 19-year-old.
I believe he's 18. I could be wrong now.
18-year-old that can handle the ball and shoot like Kevin. Like he's seriously a 7'4" Kevin Durant.
He's a good perimeter defender. He can guard the rim too.
Yeah, block shots. So him and Chet Holmgren. Oh my gosh, I would seriously go 0-82. I would.
Yeah.
I would go 0-82 to have Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, and Lou Dort as my starting 5 for the next 10 years.
Yeah, there's a very good chance that happens, but I don't really want them to go out there and tell their guys to lose, which I know they're not, but I don't know. The thing about teams that have been tanking for like most of our lives, Tate, like tanking in the NBA can be a scary thing because even if you do go 0-82, you still just have a 14% chance to get that number 1 pick.
The same Presti has about 300 draft picks too.
That's true. Even if we don't get the number 1 pick in the lottery, I feel like we could trade up and get maybe not number 1, but
this is the year he needs to use it.
That's true. But he's truly a visionary. So, but we were just talking about the Thunder a little bit before we got cut off. So, who would you say is going to be maybe not a breakout player, but since we have so many young guys, you could say that. But who do you think is going to have a lot of impact this year for the OKC Thunder?
Yeah. I think Shai's got to stay healthy, even if I don't necessarily want to tank.
Mm-hmm.
So Shai's got to stay healthy. Josh Giddey, obviously, this is year 3 for him.
Just turned 20 today. This is year 2, I think.
Golly, just crazy. I think.
Happy birthday, Josh Giddey.
Happy birthday, my guy. I think that I don't even know which one. J-Dub, is that the one from Santa Clara?
Yeah, that's Santa Clara. J-Dub.
J-Dub is going to be a baller. We talked about in episode 1 a little bit. That dude, he's smooth. Doesn't look like he's ever trying that hard, but it's just because he's so smooth and fluid.
Yeah.
I think that he sees the court really well, has really nice handle, has good body control, has super long arms. Like that dude, seriously, I think he's how tall is he?
I know he's got like a 7-foot wingspan.
Yeah,
he's
dude, I think he's like
He's
4.
6'6".
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Anyways, he's 6'6". So your wingspan is supposed to be how tall you are. So he should have a wingspan of around 6'6". The dude has like a 7 foot, like 4
Yeah,
wingspan. It's a longer wingspan than Chet Holmgren's,
it's insane.
which is crazy. So he's
But
sitting
he's
at
not like it's not like dorky or anything either. Like he's still super, like you said, has really good body control and really fluid with his motion.
so I think he's gonna show out this year. Um, I don't know. I think there's gonna be a couple other guys that'll surprise us, but we got a lot of young guys that just it'll be really good to have the experience.
Yeah, and Shea's only like 24, I think. So he's still not even in his prime years, which is exciting. But yeah, I agree with all those guys you named. Do you think Aaron Wiggins is gonna have any impact this year?
I think he can. I think he's athletic enough to be a super good defender, but I meant someone that played at a high level basketball. Like defense is a mentality. It's not necessarily like you have to have the ability, but the mentality to like completely
Yeah.
shut people down is something. So we'll see. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
defending.
mean that's a huge factor when it comes to defense and rebounding. Just it's not fun work. It's the gritty work that people don't want to do. So
You said the gritty.
no, stop it, please. Gosh, we're gonna lose viewers because of that. Out of our like 170 views, now we're gonna lose and be down to like 140 views.
Hey, shout out to all the people that viewed.
Yeah, for
170
sure.
views in episode 1 shocked the heck out of us.
We were expecting like, well, like we didn't have any expectations. I honestly would not have been surprised if we would have had like 10 views
I was like
on
expecting
the first one.
I was like 7.5, and like 3 of those were gonna be mine.
And our moms, probably our dads, our grandmas. Well, not our grandmas.
No, Grandma Fran don't know what she's doing.
Yeah, Grandma Fran doesn't even text. Shout out Grandma Fran.
Grandma Fran. Anyways, uh, anyways, I don't know, dude. I'm still sad.
Oh yeah,
Talking about all the OU stuff on this podcast has made me sad again.
it's made me
So,
sad too. I just want to throw something out there too. That so we watched the Oklahoma breakdown and they do call your shot. And K-State week, they had a call your shot, and I sent this to you, and you were like, "Bro, that's a good one." So for all you OU basketball fans out there, I'm a Lon Kruger fan. I think he's a good guy and a good coach. That dude could not buy a win against K-State when he was coaching at OU, and it's probably because his jersey's up in their rafters. But Gabe and Teddy put out a little call, which I don't even know if they run their Twitter. But by the way, you want to know who runs our Twitter? Me. So if you DM us on Twitter at O'Grady Sports, send in stuff. That's me responding. There's no one else running it. It's us. So send in stuff, respond to the tweets. Anyways, Teddy and Gabe allegedly then they send out a tweet. It's call your shot for K-State week. And I replied to it and I say, should we be worried? We're 3-0 at this point, okay? I say, should we be worried about a Lon Kruger type curse with BV against K-State? They went ahead and decided to not read my thing on the pod. They read all these, oh, we got to stop Deuce Vaughn. We got to stop Adrian Martinez. No, you know what? It starts with an S word. Yeah, no crap. You got to do that stuff. They didn't want to read mine. And, I asked the tough questions. They didn't want to read it. And since then, we've been 0-3. So maybe
so really, it's not a BV curse against K-State. It's the Oklahoma breakdown curse of not reading Colin's question.
That's right. If you want OU to start winning again, you're going to watch the Oklahoma Sports Podcast with O'Grady and Grady, because we do not put curses on our football teams. We will read your tweets as long as they're not like explicit. We'll read your tweets on the show.
Quick question.
Let's hear it.
Are you O'Grady or are you O'Grady or are you Grady?
Look, man, I just got so caught up in the moment that I left the O off of your name.
Dibs on O'Grady.
No. That's not how it works.
Okay. All right. Hey, well, listen, let's wrap this thing up because
All right.
I'm tired of being sad. Hey, again, we're super thankful for all of you for watching. And I don't know if you agree or disagree. If you agree, comment, like, subscribe. If you disagree, comment, like,
Yes.
subscribe, my guys.
Any
and girls.
publicity is good publicity.
We'll take it. Okay, Teddy Lehman, if you got a problem with me calling you out, we'd love to have you on the podcast, guy.
If this thing gets to 100 likes, we'll call Teddy Lehman and get an Oklahoma drill set up between Tate and Teddy Lehman. And we'll video it and put it on the pod.
Oh my God. All right, Colin, let's end it how we always end it. We had enough bad news this weekend, right?
Right.
This world is full of bad news. But here on the Oklahoma Sports Podcast with O'Grady and Grady, we end our episodes with good news. So what you got?
All right. So my good news for this week, Brian Robinson Jr., Washington Commanders tailback. He got shot in the leg twice in a carjacking. So he comes back this week and runs out of the tunnel to Many Men by 50 Cent. And you cannot achieve that level of cool, man. Like, I'll live my whole life and I'm not ever going to run out to an NFL game to Many Men after getting shot. And so I just think that's great news. And that is literally so cool. That was the coolest video. But that's my good news for this episode.
I need you to send me that video because
I will.
Social media, so I need to see that because that sounds legendary.
It's pretty sick.
Okay, for mine, I'm going out of the sports world. Okay, and I said out of the sports world because I might even be going out of this world.
Oh God.
The setup for my good news was impeccable. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay. So I was looking up good news articles.
Okay.
And this is about as good news as it can get. Okay. So I just need your first reaction. So it says NASA celebrates world first, smashing a spacecraft into an asteroid to practice saving humanity.
Let's go. That is great news.
That's incredible news, right? So now in the future, when we have an asteroid and they talked about it coming and striking Earth and causing the Earth to cease to exist, we as humans have found a way to send a spacecraft into the asteroid, saving humanity.
That is amazing. That truly is good news that is out of this world.
Right?
And here's the great thing is now that we have that, we don't have to have an Armageddon situation and leave Bruce Willis on the asteroid drilling a hole in it. So Steven Tyler's daughter can grow up with a dad,
Exactly.
Bruce Willis. So that's amazing.
Classic cinema reference.
Yep. So
all right.
That was great news, Tate.
Another banger of an episode. Episode
sure.
2 in the books. Listen,
Episode 2.
If you guys want to follow our Twitter, it's at O'Grady Sports. Colin will flash it on the screen right about now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you would like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, help the movement. Help Sooner Nation. Help yourself have a podcast that calls it like it is. We don't need no sunshine pumpers. I don't have any room to have smoke blown up my pants. I need someone to call it like it is, and that is what this podcast is.
I couldn't have said it any better, Tate.
Hey, Colin, love you, my guy. Appreciate
love you too, brother.
Couldn't handle all these Sooner losses without you.
Yep. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Peace.